Welcome to Last Match Standing, the podcast where we review, relive, and rank the 100 greatest wrestling matches of all time. As always, I'm Spencer.
My name is Paul.
I'm Landon.
I'm Hope.
And I'm Ashley.
Yes, you are. Welcome to the show, Ashley. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's really our pleasure. You are the final entrant in our last Patron standing trivia series that we've been so excited to do. So first things first, thank you for all of your support of Last Match Standing. Without you, this literally would not be possible. So thank you very much for that. We've had patrons from South Carolina, Oklahoma, Australia. Ashley, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the UK, specifically Milton Keynes of England.
How about that? Well, we very much appreciate you joining us from across the pond. We're very grateful for the support that we've had from all of our listeners from the UK, and to have you on is special to us, so thank you for that. As we get going here, I just want to let you know that you are competing against the previous three patrons that have had Hope torture them with trivia questions. So
I try.
You're very good at it. But I do want to explain the rules to you before we get going, and just a couple of other points of note as well. First things first is this game is consisting of 3 rounds where we will alternate questions. Hope will ask each one of us one question at a time. When you get that question, you have the option to either play or pass. If you play and you get that question right, you will earn 10 points for your score. If you get it wrong, then you get 0 points. But that's it. No harm, no foul. If you choose to pass that question, then whoever you pass it to gets to answer. And if they get it incorrect, then for passing it, you yourself get 5 points. If your person that you passed it to gets it correct, however, they get 15 points, which Landon at this point knows a little bit about. So after 3 rounds of questions from Hope, you will have a score that you will take into the bonus round, where there will be a special bonus round for you. And in that instance, you're just going to build up points on your own, and you'll have a final score there, which we'll sort of talk about. At the end of this episode, the 2 patrons with the highest scores will be announced to go head to head to become the last patron standing. So super pumped to decide who that's going to be today. But also on our side of the microphone, between Landon, Paul, and myself, we've been having this sort of ongoing competition through each of these episodes as well. And at this point, the score stands Landon with 80, Paul with 65, and I am participating with 35 points. The sad news is that after this episode, the person who is lowest on the totem pole, the fewest amount of points between the 3 of us, will be eliminated. So I've already packed my bags, but I haven't walked out the door yet. So there's hope for me yet. All that to say is that the head-to-head championship then will feature patron versus patron, as well as 2 hosts of Last Match Standing going head-to-head as well. They will be competing for the Last Match Standing championship belt, and our patrons will be competing for a special prize of their own as part of the Last Patron Standing series. So does all that sound good to you?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Just a lot of information to take in. But, Hope, I think we're ready to roll.
Alrighty. As always, we got to figure out who's going first. So I am thinking of a number that I already have chosen. Between 1 and 20.
Thank you for clarifying.
Between 1 and 20. Landon?
20.
Okay. Paul?
17.
Okay. Spencer?
$1.
$1. And Ash?
13.
Paul was right on the money with 17.
Oh, wow. What did I win?
You get to go first.
Oh, excellent. I get to miss the first question.
So we'll go Paul, Landon, Ash, and then Spencer to wrap up our rounds. Paul, are you ready to get us started?
Yes, I am.
Alrighty. Paul, Rick Rude defeated Sting for the WCW US title on November 19th, 1991. Who became the champion after the belt was vacated when Rude was injured?
In 91?
It would be whenever Rude was injured and the belt was vacated. So potentially 91. I'm assuming he did not time travel and do it before 91. So a date after 91 would be preferable. But the question is who, not when.
No, I mean, I was just checking, making sure I had the right year before I started throwing names at you.
Yeah, he defeated Sting on November 19th, 1991.
And then Rude got hurt and they had to vacate the belt.
Yes.
I'm going to throw a wild guess and say Big Van Vader.
That is a big wild guess, and that is incorrect.
Oh, well, shit.
The answer is Dustin Rhodes.
The Natural?
Ah, yes, I knew that.
I thought that might be that.
I didn't realize he ever won that belt.
I think one of my favorite parts about doing this last Patron Standing series is that all of the questions that we have missed, the patrons have almost always gotten them right.
Yep.
Yeah, the patrons are always like, yeah, I knew that.
Every
Duh.
time. So, Ash, way to keep that going.
Because I think, doesn't he then Dustin lose it to Austin? Is it a 2 out of 3 falls match?
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. Because that was like the rise of Stunning Steve.
And it's like, all right, so now we're going to put you in a tag team with Brian Pillman.
Hey, I loved them.
Everybody loved them.
So not only did he get it right, he went one step further to continue the lineage. So that was awesome.
We're in trouble.
Landon, are you ready for your question?
I'm always ready.
Landon, in what year/game did Bobby Fish become a playable character in the WWE gaming franchises?
Oh, okay. So this is really just going to be a guess. I mean, it's going to be...
Landon, please do not look to your left because I think Paul might kill you. Your other left. Your other left? I don't know. You're sitting across from me.
Oh my God, Paul's face. So, I mean, this is really just going to be a guess between a few years. Unless you're Paul, in which case you know the answer. But
Paul is nodding.
I think he's absolutely bluffing, so I'm actually going to pass this one to Paul.
Paul.
2019.
That is correct.
God damn it, it wasn't bluffing.
Why would Paul be Has
Why
Paul
would I
ever
bluff?
bluffed in this game?
I could have sworn that was a don't pass it to me, look like I know what the answer is.
To talk about just how monumental that was, that ties Paul with Landon for the overall score as we go along.
Thank you, Landon.
God damn it.
I appreciate it a lot.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm okay with passing because if I would have kept it, I would have said 2018.
And you would have been wrong.
Thanks. Ash, did you know?
I thought it was either between 20. Yeah, I was trying to think when they debuted Undisputed Era Forms. So obviously that's Brooklyn. Brooklyn 3. So I was trying to think that's 2018. So
right? That's what I would have thought.
But
so
the
that would be
game would
have been 2K19.
Yeah.
But obviously then it's depending when the game's produced.
True.
It might have been the following year.
Yep.
That's a great point.
Yep.
You always remember that when it became like the 2K, it's like Madden. It's the next year.
Good question.
Well, it's time for Ash to get his good question. Ash, your first question. This referee, known for his impact in many major storylines, was inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame in 2015.
The only referee I know who's got into the TNA Hall of Fame is Earl Hebner.
That is correct.
Good work on the board. First round.
Man, I wish I got asked the referee question. I felt like I was prepared for that.
Well, Spencer, you just said it was Mike Sparks.
And hey, beautifully worded. He had an impact TNA question.
That was
Very
good.
good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Ash, nice job on the board.
Spencer, you
Yes.
ready to get on the board?
Listen, no. But give me your best shot.
What year was Andrade Sian promoted to the main roster? of WWE, of course.
Okay. Oh boy.
I know this because I was at the show that he was at.
No way.
Well, don't pass it to him.
Yeah.
Unless he's bluffing. Maybe he's bluffing.
I'm trying to remember if that was a Raw after Mania debut. I don't recall.
Do they still even do that anymore?
Yeah.
Well, they did it last year.
Oh, that's true.
Let's see. So it wasn't obviously 2020, 2019. I'm trying to look through the NXTs after the Gargano NXT Championship feud, which would have been, I feel like that feud was in, let's see, NXT TakeOver New Orleans was three years ago now, so that would have been 2018. I'm gonna say it's either 2017 or 2018 in my head. Gosh, I feel like he would have debuted prior to Mania 34. Where was 33? Houston. 33 was Orlando. So somewhere in between Orlando and New Orleans. No. Let's just pretend it was the Rumble that year. Let's say 2018.
Ash, which show did you go to?
So I went to the Smackdown taping in England at the O2.
And what year was that?
His full main roster debut, excluding the Rumble, was the Smackdown taping. This would have been 2018.
That is correct.
All right.
All right. Thank you for that, Ash.
Spencer on the board.
Ashley, thank you so much. I really just really got it from you telepathically, I think. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
The suspense. That was perfect.
So
It's
after
the same
our
Smackdown where AJ and Nakamura faced to pick their stipulation for their last man standing match.
That's absolutely... Damn, y'all got a great show.
they always got to get a great show
Yeah.
over there.
Well, famously, they always bring their A game in the UK. It's over here that they don't care because they've already got our money.
Hence our discussion about the show at the Cajun Dome earlier.
Oh, boy.
Yes, we did go
Cajun
to that.
Dome,
Yes, it was
Louisiana.
terrible. Alrighty, Spencer, where do we sit after our first round?
After one set of questions, Paul has 15 points. I have 10 points. Ashley has 10 points. Landon has no points this go around. But that's through one question.
Alrighty, let's start our round 2. Paul, you ready?
I'm ready, Game Master.
Alrighty. Eric Bischoff published an autobiography in 2006 titled what?
Controversy creates cash.
That is correct.
I own that book.
Is it good?
No. It's not good.
No.
No. It basically talks about how he basically conned Ted Turner into giving him Nitro.
Yeah.
And after that, he talks
I remember
about,
the book very well as well.
And then he talks about smoking cigars and riding motorcycles for like 30 pages and then doesn't mention WCW after that.
Oh.
It's not a good book. I think somebody ghostwrote it for him.
I wouldn't be surprised. Landon, your question.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Time to get some points now.
Yes.
Don't pass to me.
In 1992, who joined with Ted DiBiase to create a tag team called Money Inc.?
That would be Erwin R. Shyster, IRS. Mike
That is
Rotunda.
correct.
Like how you, just in case, I'm going to name all of his names.
Erwin R. Shyster, IRS. Mike Rotunda.
I appreciate it because I did write multiple down just in case y'all said one of the other variations.
And goddamn it, what was his name when he moved to the WCW? It was hilarious.
He was making fun of Vince.
Yeah. Oh.
PK Wall Street.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, no.
Landon, you could have also mentioned Price is Raw contestant.
Absolutely.
Get this close about the nearest dollar without going over. What about the taxes? We're not factoring taxes. There's always taxes factored in.
Oh, my God. I love
he got the biggest
professional
pop of the night on that episode, and Bob Barker was there.
Alrighty. Ash, you ready for your question?
Yes, I am.
At the moment, has Finn Balor been NXT champion for more or less than 200 days?
So
I see y'all's faces. I know y'all impressed.
at time of recording, more than 200 days because he won it. When did he win it? He won it early September.
It is
About
actually
mid-March.
It is actually less than 200 days. Yeah. I'm not sure when he won it. When did he win it? What takeover was that? Does anybody remember?
Because he won it. He won it in.
I believe we're right
well-
around 140 days. I think it was 139 when I looked at this question. So I think we're right at 140-ish.
Well, did he win it and then get injured and have to win it back? Is that maybe what we're thinking? Could have been over 200, but no. Officially, this reign, I think.
This reign
was around 140 days right now. Yeah.
He won it at NXT Super Tuesday 2, which was September 8th, 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not quite 200 days. Good question.
Yeah. Close. 177. I was that far off?
Yes, it was still under 200, though. So
Well,
that was a tough question.
I'm remembering wrong another date then.
Oh, the second you asked that one, I'm like, oh, dear God, don't throw it to me. I didn't tell you that. I can tell you.
Definitely don't forget passing is always an option.
Yeah.
All right, Hope.
All right, Spencer.
Yep, I'm ready.
Name one of the 4 tag teams in the WWF Tag Championship Elimination match at Ground Zero in your house in 1997.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you could have asked that question in Latin, and I would have as much a chance of knowing it. I'm going to pass, and I'm going to pass to Landon.
Ooh.
Spencer, do you remember last time you passed a question to me?
I still feel the regret.
Hope, will you please repeat the question?
Absolutely. Name one of the 4 tag teams in the WWF tag blah 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 blah. Name one of the 4 teams in the WWF Tag Championship Elimination match at Ground Zero in your house in 1997.
The Headbangers.
That is indeed. They were actually the winners of that match.
I'm aware.
Who are the 3 teams, Landon?
I actually don't remember exactly. I think the Smoking Guns may have been one of the other teams.
No, they'd broken up by that point.
They'd broken up by then.
At this point, we had
They broke up the previous
Rockabilly.
year.
I'm sorry, Ash, go ahead.
They broke up the previous year.
Previous
they
year.
Had, yeah.
Do you know the
I
other
think
teams in that
had-
match?
I think it's Owen and the Bull. No, is it Owen the Bulldog?
Yep.
Yeah, they're in there.
Owen the Bulldog. The Godwins
Yep.
and the New Blackjacks.
Nope.
No.
Wait a minute.
97. Late in the year 97, I believe.
Late 97?
Yeah,
I
Owen
think
and
it's
Bulldog.
90 I think it's
Definitely
late
Owen and
97.
Bulldog.
I say that, I might be wrong. It might actually be early 97. Don't listen to me.
It was
No, Ground
too
Zero
early.
is in September. Yeah.
It's too
late.
early for
It's
Hardys,
the first.
too early for Dudleys.
Let me put y'all out of y'all's misery. It's the Legion of Doom.
Oh, Hawk
Oh,
and
of
Animal.
course.
I think that's like one of their last shows, too. And then they're
No,
gone.
no, it's not.
They're gone. I think they have like this show, and then they're gone for a while. They come back at Mania, and then they do like 3 shows, and then they're
I just
gone.
distinctly remember the Headbangers having an exceptional record when it comes to tag team elimination matches.
Well, yeah, because they stood in their apron the entire time, and then tagged in at the last
did
minute.
a really good job with those. So, okay, awesome. Thank you so much again for another 15 points.
Well, I just am not having fun. So after 2 questions, Ashley and myself have 10 points. Paul and Landon have 25 points. I feel real bad about that. Okay.
All right, gotta.
Alrighty, let's get going on our final round.
All right.
Paul, who was the first man to win the Royal Rumble as the number 1 entrant?
As the number 1 entrant.
Number 1 entrant.
Everybody knows that. Shawn Michaels.
That is correct.
Everybody knows that.
Except for me,
You
who
know
wrote down
that?
the question. There's like 10 million random facts about the Royal Rumble.
Well, I have an unfair advantage. I've been re-marathoning OSW review, and they just did the
Did
New
that one.
Generation era. So I just watched the Rumble and WrestleMania 11 like yesterday.
But it's sort of a tricky question because there's the number 1 spot and there's the number 2 spot.
Right.
And I always remember Shawn Michaels as the one to win at the number 2 spot. But apparently it's the number 1 spot.
Number one.
Yeah, he won it from
Bulldog was
1. Bulldog was 2.
Bulldog was 2 in that year. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Well, I think so Chris Benoit also won it from one of the number 1 and number 2 spots. Was he the one that won it from
He won
number
it from
2?
1 in 2004.
From 1. Okay. Oh, God. You know something about Royal Rumbles.
And obviously Edge this year won it from 1,
Made me
even though
so
he was supposed to be
happy.
number 2.
Well, that's true.
Made me so happy because whenever Orton showed back up, I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, not again. and then it just throws him out anyway. I'm like, oh, yay, I'm happy. I got what I wanted. Fuck everybody else. I win.
All right, Landon, your question.
Let's go.
Let's go. Which WWE video game was the first to depict Kane without his mask? Oh no, Paul's doing the thing again.
I am fairly certain that the first WWE video game to depict Kane without his mask is the original SmackDown versus Raw.
Spencer wants to say something.
I know it's not the original SmackDown versus Raw.
What?
Hope, is he wrong?
He is wrong.
Okay,
Oh, no,
because
that's the first PlayStation 2 game to depict... Oh, no, my God, is it No Mercy?
well, I remember the earliest I remember is SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I don't know if it's before that. Is that it?
That's it.
What?
Ooh.
I was going to be like, well, you could take Kane's mask off in WrestleMania 2000. His face is just brown, though. You can't see anything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He has no texture. His face is just like a brown palette.
What?
Yeah.
That's
That's
badass.
creepy.
It's terrifying, especially when you're like a 10-year-old. Like, oh, God, that's why
Wait,
he
we
wears
need to
the
do
mask.
that. We need
Yeah.
to do this. Wait a minute.
If you take Kane's mask off in WrestleMania 2000, it's just like a dark brown palette. It's creepy.
Actually, this leads me to a really, really important question. I don't know how much you've played wrestling video games, but do you have a favorite wrestling video game of all time?
It's between No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain.
I mean, just fantastic choices.
Yeah, great
You just
games.
can't go wrong with either one.
You mean it's not the new AEW Casino Royale game that came out?
I've not played any of the most recent games for God knows how long. The last one I probably own is... I'm trying to see if I even have one. I think it's
I didn't realize there was an AEW game.
2K14, that's the oldest one I've
14,
got.
yeah.
Oh, that
Hey,
one was good. so-
14 was really good, actually.
And that's probably right about the time that they... What? Because then they have to like switch companies or something.
I think that was the
and that
first
might have
2K
been...
game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think
Yeah.
that's probably right about when they had to switch.
Yeah,
so that would
was
make
the
sense.
First, that was the first 2K. 13 was excellent, and then 2K14 was good.
And to Paul's point, I'm not getting paid for this or anything, but yes, it is their new mobile game that apparently just released this week.
All right,
I haven't downloaded it. I
so,
haven't touched it. It just...
We're the first podcast to talk about it, so sponsorship deal.
What's up,
Cool.
Tony? What's up, Tony? Cut that.
Alrighty.
Lennon, I've just been notified we have been issued a cease and desist.
Good job. Alrighty. Ash, your last question of the first round. Are you ready?
Yep.
Alrighty. John Silver is what number in the Dark Order?
John Silver is number 4.
That is correct.
Nice.
Because on his trunks he's got the IV in Roman numerals on his trunks.
Oh, that's true. I
from
hadn't
the
even thought about that.
Silver. That's a good point. Nice catch.
Join the Dark Order.
I did join the Dark Order. I went to their website and everything.
Hope did. Hope is officially a member of the Dark Order.
I think I got like 1 or 2 emails from them. I didn't get a lot. It's
Because
very
Reynolds is
unfortunate.
3. Obviously you've got Uno and...
And then they skip a couple numbers because then I think you got like I don't
No,
know that they have a
obviously-
5.
The numbers are symbolic. It's not
5 is... is it Reynolds?
I think so.
Maybe.
because most of the numbers are symbolic. Like number 10 is not number 10 because it's the 10th member. He's number 10 because he's
press
perfect.
10. Press 10.
No, look at him. He's perfect. He's a perfect 10.
He's that's
already
an old gimmick.
taken.
That's an old gimmick.
But wrong. Gimmick confused, but they're wrong person.
But I do love what they're doing with -1. I think that is just the most heartwarming. AEW is just such a great organization.
Spencer, are you ready to wrap up round 1?
Just so everyone knows, I need 55 points here on this last question to stay alive. So, Hope, bring it on. I got it.
Spencer, if you just want to make a random guess, if you get it right, I'll give you all 55 points.
Okay, you heard it here first. Those are the rules. Everyone else, deal with it. I'm ready.
Alrighty.
Mike Sparks. No? Okay.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, all right.
This wrestler's ring names include Goon number 1, Masked Fipper number 7, Matt Classic, Punchline, and Twinkie the Kid.
You're doing this on purpose.
I am reading them in order that I write them.
To be fair, that sounds worth 55 points.
Don't give it to Paul.
Paul knows.
Listen, for the sake of trying to not give one of the others a massive advantage, can you read those names off for me one more time? Not that it matters.
Goon number 1, Masked Fipper number 7, Matt Classic, Punchline, and Twinkie the Kid. He had other ones as well. Those are just the fun ones. Those are the amusing ones.
Goon.
Goon number 1.
You would know. That's all I'll say.
That does not narrow it down, Paul. If he didn't know them, then he wouldn't be able to guess them.
Well, you're not in the microphone. We can't hear you.
The point I'm trying to make is she did not pull a random wrestler you wouldn't know. This is somebody that you would know of. They are not like mega ultra famous, but they are extremely well known.
Okay, the first ever hint in this trivia series.
Can't give it away.
I don't know.
Can't you, though?
Let's go with a random guess. Matt Classic sounds like it could have been Matt Riddle.
It is not. It is
Yeah.
not. Oh, Paul's pulling it away.
Well, wait.
Wait.
Ash, do you know?
I would not have had a clue on this one. It's just some of these names I've not heard of.
Right.
Well, for me, I only know one of the names, and that's Matt Classic. Matt Classic may or may not be the masked alter ego of one Colt Cabana.
It may or may not be, but it may
I think
be.
you're right there.
But it may be.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. For some reason, Goon number 1 just didn't make it click.
Well, there was a wrestler in the WWF known as the Goon. And so, I mean, had I, received the question, I would have just said the Goon.
Well, that was a rip
But-
on Chris Jericho. So
Oh my God! Of course it was.
So that means this game concludes with Paul having 35 points, Landon having 25 points, Ashley having 20 points, and I have 10 points. I got one question right every game, so at least I'm consistent.
I was going to say something for consistency.
Yeah, but that means my final score is 45 points, and I have been eliminated. Paul, you finished with 100 points. Landon, you finished with 105 points. Woo! So I imagine that will lead to some sort of advantage for you in the head-to-head championship, which will be featured in our next episode, which will be exciting. We'll get to the rules, when that episode comes around. But Ashley, that means 20 points through the first half of the game. Really awesome job. 20 points is really, really good. But now it is time for your bonus round. And in this round, Hope's going to explain the rules to you in just a minute, but you're going to add some points to that 20. And once the bonus round is over, we will know where you stand, sort of comparing to everyone else. So how do you feel right now, having went through Hope's 3 questions? How's the confidence going?
I feel quite confident. Feel all right about it.
Oh, good. Good. I always leave Hope questioning me feeling very emasculated. So I'm glad that you don't feel that way.
Okay, to be fair, you did know other questions that you weren't asked.
That is true. I do feel like in this particular episode, I knew several questions that weren't mine, which is not a familiar feeling. So that was good. Yeah.
But of course, they wouldn't be yours.
That's true. Hope, take it away.
Alrighty. So to get you some more points to add to your 20-point total, we are going to have you list a series of wrestlers in 1 minute's time.
Okay.
Particularly, we are going to have you list as many entrants of a particular Royal Rumble as you can in a minute's time.
Okay.
You can say as many wrestlers as you want. You will not get points removed for any incorrect wrestlers. But the only rule is that if there is a wrestler that went by a particular name at that time, you have to say that name. So, for example, the example I've been using is if Rusev is in this Royal Rumble and you say Miro, you do not get points for it. You must say Rusev.
Okay.
Other than that, say as many random names that come to your head as you want. I have given all of the boys a list of names and a pen so that we can all mark them off as quickly as you can say them, and we will all catch some combination of those names, because heaven knows y'all can do this way too fast. And I need the extra bodies to mark this stuff off. Spencer, are you counting my names? Do you not believe me? You don't believe me.
I totally believe you. There was a name that I missed.
Oh.
It's my fault.
Oh, okay.
I trust you completely.
Okay.
There's 30.
There's 30 on mine as well.
Okay, good.
We all counted.
Good. I'm glad to know Wikipedia is reliable. Alrighty.
Wikipedia, the true trivia champion.
This is not wrong. Alrighty, Ash, we would like for you to list as many names from the 2001 Royal Rumble as you can in 1 minute. Are you ready?
Yep.
Alrighty, on your marks, and get set. It's the 2001 Royal. Go.
Okay, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, Rikishi, Haku, not Jim Carrey, Kane, Taz, The Honky Tonk Man, Edge and Christian, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Bradshaw, Farouk, Paul Buchanan, the good father, not the godfather, Val Venus in it, Val Venus, Billy Gunn, the Big Show, who returned in the Royal Rumble. I'm trying to think. Scotty Too Hotty, Grandmaster Sexay, Raven, Al Snow, Steve Blackman, Raven.
You have 15 seconds left.
I just trying to think now. Other people now off the top of my head. Just trying to think who's starting now. Drew Carey.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Way to come back and get the
Okay.
Drew Carey.
So I'm really glad that we have multiple people listing these off, because holy crap.
That is the fastest anyone
Holy
has
crap.
lifted off names. Now, I definitely need to confer with the rest of the folks to see if you listed off all the right names, but definitely the most Spitfire contestant we've had.
We were sorry. We were
can't
just
read that.
we were
Oh,
just
no,
comparing.
I'm blind.
We were just comparing notes. So hold just a moment. Want to make sure we got all of them correct.
Yeah, I feel like I probably missed a couple of names.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so what total do y'all have? Because I know my total's wrong.
Well, Ashley, just so you know, coming into this episode, the way the scores stood were Dylan had 27 points, Storm had 40 points, and Daniel had 44 points. So that meant that you needed 20 to have a shot at making the head-to-head championship, 21 to secure your spot.
Yeah.
And you named in 60 seconds 23 wrestlers that were in the 2001 Royal Rumble, which gives you a final score of 43, and you have locked yourself in to our head-to-head championship for the last patron standing.
My mind is still blown at that speed. Because I missed too, apparently. I apparently missed too.
Incredible work, Ashley. How do you feel?
Well, over the moon, obviously. Yeah, but I was trying to go through my head literally as quick as possible. Well, not as quick as possible, but it's a rumble that I'm quite very fond of because it's one of my favourite rumble pay-per-views just in general.
So
it's one I'll easily go back to watching.
This is great then, because before we started, I was looking at, I just copy and paste the Wikipedia table of all the entrants, and I was looking at it, and I realized that it said that Drew Carey eliminated Jeff Hardy.
No, he did not.
Did he not?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Okay, good. So something went wrong with my copy paste then.
Drew
Great,
Carey,
because I know he eliminated himself.
He did.
But I was very concerned whenever I saw that it put
Drew.
He tried to bribe Kane.
He awkwardly stood there as Jeff Hardy, and I forget who's wrestling, eliminates each other. And he's like,
Matt and Jeff eliminate themselves.
Yeah, they eliminate each other. He just kind of awkwardly stands there, and he's kind of like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And then Kane comes out, and then he tries to pay Kane, and then Kane tries to kill him. But then Raven comes out to rescue him.
Why did Raven have a dog in that game?
Because he was the next entrant.
Yeah, he was next. And he wanted to beat Kane.
That was his spot. Everyone gets their spot when they come in.
But then the greatest spot of all time happened after that because the Honky Tonk Man came out.
Oh, yeah.
And then he proceeded to sing the song, and then Kane exploded a guitar in his head and killed him.
This was Kane's Rumble. This was such Kane's Rumble, and it's really fun to watch. He had, 9 eliminations in this one?
11.
11, yeah.
Yeah, I think this 11. Is the one where he set the record that stood for so long.
It definitely is. It definitely is. And this Rumble also holds a special place in my heart because it was the first pay-per-view that WWF put on from New Orleans.
It's also where OSW got the Kane Frizz-o-meter from.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch that show, that match, his hair is...
it's up there.
So, Ashley, I'll have you know that the difference between you and Daniel, who are in our championship, is that Daniel, during his Royal Rumble bonus round, named 24 wrestlers, and you named 23. So that 1 point difference is all the difference between the two of you, and I think that means that we are set up for one hell of a championship final.
Absolutely. I cannot wait.
Just so you know, Ashley, the people that you missed, Albert was in that Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Crash Holly.
Albert and Test.
Yeah. Crash Holly, Hardcore Holly, K Quick, Perry Saturn.
Oh, yeah, get rowdy.
Test and William Regal were the last ones. But 23 out of 30 in 60 seconds. Goodness gracious.
That's insane.
Do you guys know whose position Drew Carey took in the Rumble?
Ooh.
Oh, I know. He took Tiger Ali Singh's spot.
No.
Oh, he didn't? Oh, that's right.
Well, he was the manager of the team.
Oh, that's right. It was between D'Lo and Chaz, wasn't it? And they were like, "I'm gonna."
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Lowdown.
Oh God.
They beat Kyle and Ty on Heat.
Oh, is that right? Because then Vince McMahon says, "Oh, none of you are gonna be in the Royal Rumble. It's gotta be Drew Carey."
Drew Carey.
And then Tiger goes,
"Who's this Drew Carey?"
No, he says Drew Curry, and then the entire audience groans because that joke was not funny.
Oh no, that joke was fucking hilarious.
No, it wasn't.
So there you have it. Ashley solidifies himself a spot in the Last Patron Standing Championship. So that means next time in our series, we will have Paul versus Landon to decide the new Last Match Standing champion, and we will have Daniel versus Ashley to decide the first ever Last Patron Standing. So again, Ashley, congratulations. Awesome stuff. We're not going to tell you the rules of that just yet. We'll let you know when we record because it's going to be something a little bit different and a little bit special, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun, I think, for both of you guys. And so ahead of time, we wish you the best of luck in the championship round.
Thank you.
So also, Paul and Landon, how are you guys feeling about competing head to head?
I didn't think that I would have performed this well in like this marathon that we've been doing. So you know what? I'm actually feeling pretty good about it.
I feel like I've played better in the last 4 of these than I have in the last 4 games between the three of us. So I feel pretty good.
Great. It sounds like I need to pull out the really, really, really hard questions.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's scary.
I'm so scared. Please don't.
I performed as expected. So there's that.
But Spencer, you're a 3-time champion.
That's right. And the streak of
Not retaining your belt continues. That's true, because
That's right.
you went into this challenge as the champion.
That's right. And I have lost it. So
Well,
great.
nobody's retained it thus far.
Well, actually, next time we hear from you, it will be 1-on-1 versus Daniel for the title of last patron standing. Until then, I'm Spencer.
I'm Paul.
I'm Landon.
I'm Hope.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is Last Trivia Standing.